Quick update here on actually the Caprice, and I'm going to touch on the Chevelle and the Regal here as well too. So got the Caprice back up and running. As you guys know, or either watched my last video, I had an issue with the serpentine belt. It broke. So I love my O'Reillys, y'all. My local O'Reillys, they're awesome. They see me a lot and they always take care of me. And I took the belt back in and it was warrantied out, and I'm gonna get another one. So what I'll probably end up doing though is I wasn't gonna put that belt back on, but what I'll probably do is either hold on to it or take it back and just get my money back, or use it as a credit for something else, because I don't want the same thing to happen again when I reinstall it. However, one weird thing is when I was taking the belt off, or actually I was cleaning all this out, this whole engine compartment was black and green because the belt was a Gates belt and it had a green outer lining. The top was green, so the whole thing was green from it rubbing on the harmonic balancer and all the pulleys and stuff. And as you can see, the markings there, and there's some markings on there as well. So I'm probably gonna have to try to clean those up, but I'm gonna replace that water pump anyway, so because it's been leaking as well from the weep hole. But anyways, long story short on this is I got the original Pro Charger belt back on. So this is how it was set up before I added the AC unit. And what I'm probably gonna have to do is get a different main bracket assembly, which this will move the Pro Charger out a little bit, and then I'll have to get a separate pulley system here, and that'll allow me to run the Pro Charger separately from the additional pulley that I'm going to add down here. And that way I could run all the other accessories and my AC on this setup. I just think it was too much running the AC, all the other accessories, alternator, and the Pro Charger as well. I think it was just too much and it snapped the belt. So but one weird thing that I was trying to say is the couple of the pulleys were loose that I installed, and I don't know how that happened. And I'm thinking like maybe it just popped off because the pulleys were kind of loose. So they weren't like loose to like they were wiggling, but they were like just snugged on there. They weren't very tight, and I torqued those down to like, I don't even remember, like 20 foot-pounds or 25 foot-pounds, I don't know, because all these brackets are aluminum and stuff, and I don't want to over torque them to strip them out. So I usually do, if I've always actually done about 20 to 25 foot-pounds. So I'm not sure what was up with that, but anyways, that's kind of what's going on with that. But in order to make it fit, I actually had to grind this out to put the original tensioner back on, because the tensioner wouldn't go on with this main new AC bracket that I put on. So I had to like kind of move this bracket out a little bit and kind of just like bevel that edge out a little bit, so that the original tensioner would sit back in there. But in a weird way, with all this happening with the belt breaking, it might have been a good thing. That way, in case of an emergency or something like that, if I have to put the original belt back on, at least I'll have that tensioner still there, and I can add it back in or take it out if I need to. So I don't know, man, we'll see. But it's back up and running. I drove it last night and then today for a good half the day, and it worked pretty good. So anyways, all right, y'all, so here's a Chevelle. Nothing real new on this. I haven't actually posted that, but I got a new hood for the Chevelle. Picked it up for about 250 bucks. A buddy of mine on Instagram said that he believes this is a SS hood. So it's metal, it's heavy as shit, and and it has the pinholes as well. I got it for 250 bucks again, and I think that was a good come up. It's already actually kind of prepped and primed, but I'm probably gonna have to do some more work to it to get it all smooth and everything. But yeah, y'all, picked that up actually in Vegas. I just started to kind of look around in some different areas that I normally don't go to, and I figured, I was like, well shit, I'm on a road trip, let me just look and see what's up. We'll see what people have. Came across this, 250 bucks, bam, got a hood, because I don't have a hood. The Chevelle is same way I left it when I stopped working on it. So yeah, it looks exactly the same. I painted and coated the firewall. I seam sealed everything, so everything is seam sealed. What else? That's pretty much it, y'all. My plans for the Chevelle is I'm actually going to start to try to work on it here again here pretty soon. Everything in here is all coated, kind of dynamatted and everything, even the roof as well. I painted the column. I'm actually going to take this column, that shifter off, because I'm going to put a floor shifter in there. I got the heater box in there and everything's good. And I think what I'm going to do next is take this core support off and get this powder coated, and just clean up the front of this frame here. So the frame is actually painted. I think I just need to wash all this dirt off, and then I'll be good to go. So if I need to kind of recoat it, I'll just do it here. But I'm actually going to powder coat this. I don't have any inner fender wells, so I'll probably just wait on those. My fenders and all that are with my boy. He's doing some body work on them right now. But my color scheme is actually going to be a champagne colored with an orange brake right on the side. And it's kind of hard to explain, but I have a vision and it's going to look dope. That's all I know. I seen the color scheme once on a different car and I loved it, and so I'm going to do it to the Chevelle. Won't be anything like it, and so it's just going to look dope, y'all. Trust me. But I think in the engine bay, because my engine is black Chevy orange and aluminum colored, so I think most of my parts in the engine bay, I think I'm going to do a Chevy orange. So I'm going to powder coat this Chevy orange, and I'm going to start there and then kind of go from there. That's pretty much it, y'all. I'm just going to do a little bit kind of here and there and kind of get the car prepped and ready for me to drop the motor in, because I'm going to do all the engine work and stuff done first. I'm going to save the interior for last, and I'm going to try to get the engine set in, get all the mechanical stuff as far as the brakes and all that done. I have a master cylinder. I'm just going to put that in, and get all the brakes and everything pumped, primed, ready to go. Make sure that's all good to go. Set the engine in, transmission, drive shaft, and be good to go with that. So I'm probably gonna have to wait on that. All right, y'all, so here's my Regal. It's 87 Regal Turbo T, T-type, Regal T, whatever you guys want to call them. My next focus is going to be this for the next few weeks. I'm going to clean this up and get it ready for an upcoming car show that I have with my brother. He's not my real brother, but I call him my brother because we're super close. And he also has a Grand National that has thousands of dollars in this engine, man. And this engine is the new 4.1 liter, and it dynoed just the engine only at like almost 800 horsepower on just a V6. He's added nitrous and something else to it, and he's hoping to get about 1,000 horsepower out of that. So that thing is going to be a monster. But my car won't be able to put that out. Actually, I don't even know how much horsepower mine got because the engine has been built. But some things I got to do is I repainted this cowl hood, or this cowl piece that goes right under the windshield. So I got to put that back on, and some little different bracket pieces I got to put on. The seat I actually took out because I was originally going to replace it, but I got to take it back out and then because I took all the hog rings out off the back and off the frame, so I got to put those back in. I took this rear panel off, and I'll show you guys how faded that thing is, and I got a kind of temporary solution for that that I'm going to do. But yeah, y'all, I'm showing this weekend with my brother, so it's just kind of like your more traditional style car show. So, but yeah, this thing's clean, y'all. I don't need much. These kind of cars, you don't want to mess with them, y'all. I mean, just my personal preference. You can do engine upgrades and things like that, which most people do on these Grand Nationals and T-types and anyway. But on these cars, and pretty much any of my cars, I do tasteful mods to them, but nothing that I can't undo and put it back to like stock. The Caprice is a little bit different just because, you know, it's a box Chevy. Those can kind of go any way you want them to go, and nobody would really like kind of like frown upon that or anything. But I don't really care what people think. But just as from a resale purpose, especially on these cars that are pretty much sought after, and like the Chevelle, I personally not gonna get too crazy with them, just because again, if I want to like resell it down the road or just return it back to stock for my personal preference, then I can do that. So but yeah, y'all, they're sitting on 22-inch Lexanis. I'm not sure what the make of them are, or the model at least, but I custom painted those. I put that T in the middle. I painted the edges of that myself. I repainted these in the center too. So yeah, they're sitting nice, y'all. 22. It's about a 5.5-inch lip. So yeah, I do get a little bit of rubbage in the front when I turn, but other than that, they're pretty good. So, but yeah, so this is getting ready to be showed this weekend. Repping that Gbody Fest. I'm gonna paint this back piece with this color match rattle can. So it's just a small section, and I don't really care. You're not gonna be able to really see it, and just from 5-10 feet away, that should be okay. It's just kind of a quick patch job till I can find something else, that material that's gonna match the color of my car, and something that's gonna have the same kind of fabric material and all that as well too. So this is a pretty good match. I've seen people actually use fabric paint to paint like the floor of a car or something like that, or even seat belts. So I just thought that this could be just a quick fix, and shit, if it ends up being a close fix, then I'll just leave it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me flip this camera around. But I'm gonna make it happen. So one other thing is the videos are probably slowed down over the next 4 to 6 weeks, only because I have a certification through my day job. I'm in fitness and health and fitness and nutrition and all that. So I have a pretty important nutrition cert that I have to study for, and then pass before I go on my next trip. So I made a goal for myself that I would save up some money so I can take this Texas trip, or so that we could both, me and my girl, take this Texas trip. We did that. We told ourselves, because she's actually doing her personal training cert, we told ourselves that we had to have these certs done before our next trip, which is Hot August Nights. So we're going to go to Hot August Nights in August. So that's about 6 weeks away. So that should give us plenty of time to study for these certs, take the test, get them knocked out, and then head to Hot August Nights from there. So so the videos will probably slow down, just because a lot of my time will be dedicated to studying and all that as well. I'll be still doing projects and stuff here and there, but won't be as much as I've been doing recently. And but after I get that knocked out, my cert knocked out, then the car stuff will happen again. And I'll be hitting it hard too, actually, this fall, before it gets really, really cold here as well too. So I'm gonna try to get as much as I can on the Chevelle done, get that thing ready, so at least I can like kind of drive it and move it around, and then get all the engine and mechanical stuff done on it, and then wait on my buddy to get the body work and stuff like that done, so I get it together and get ready for paint. So anyways, that's it, y'all. Deuces. And hopefully you enjoyed seeing my 3 cars. You'll be seeing a lot more of them. And 2020, I'm coming hard, y'all. Trust me, it's going down. And when I put my mind to something, I get it done. It might not be the most crazy, outrageous builds or cars or customizations or everything, but I'm a one-man show, and I do majority of my own work. I source out as needed, and yeah, 2020 is going down. So anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this summer, the rest of this day with the projects that I have, but just know, stay tuned, because there's more coming. All right, y'all. Deuces.